we are on to pitch number 10, almost there, bringing it home. We have Spark Tank. So behind Spark Tank, we have Dr. Jo'Anne Langham, the founder and CEO. Jo'Anne has a Master's of Philosophy, Economic Psychology, and a PhD in Experience Innovation and Design from UQ. In a previous life, Jo'Anne was a late-night sports radio journalist. So let's hear it for Jo'Anne.
Tonight, we're going to do brainstorming. Is that a groan I hear from the room? Well, we've designed a tool that is going to change the way that you think about brainstorming, and we're going to make it fun. For most people, brainstorming is a painful process, fraught with all kinds of thinking bias. It's also a hidden cost to organisations, with the average half-day workshop costing around $30,000 in salaries alone. Results are not guaranteed, they're often stereotyped, and they usually go nowhere. I'm Jo'Anne Langham, CEO and founder of Spark Tank. I have a PhD in design and evaluation, and I have been running these kinds of workshops for more than 20 years. Most brainstorming sessions don't have a trained facilitator who can bring out the best in its people. Our mission is to enable all people to come up with great ideas. A good brainstorming session can be measured by the number of high-quality, novel ideas generated. But most people think that moment of creative genius is spontaneous and can't be planned. Well, they'd be wrong. And we've engineered it into our process, and we've tested it with several experiments. And results show that our process is 10 times more effective in generating novel ideas than traditional brainstorming. Spark Tank is a tool that uses our patented process to facilitate brainstorming in as little as 30 minutes. It uses improvisation techniques that prompt idea generation through a sophisticated workflow process. Our tool also automates the selection of the best ideas using our scoring and evaluation process, which outputs all results prioritised. This saves days of manual analysis work done at the end of a workshop. There are a number of competitors in this market, but we are addressing a missing component, which is to improve the quality of ideas and automate the synthesis of results. This is a huge opportunity. In the US alone, the group collaborative software market was worth $10.5 billion in 2019 and is predicted to grow to $24.2 billion by 2027. We are already trialling our tool with a number of organisations, including the Australian Government, Transport Canada, and several design consultancies. In just 6 months, we've developed a fully functioning tool, and we have more than 1,200 users. We are Spark Tank, and we're disrupting brainstorming. If you want to run brainstorming sessions that don't suck, come and see me. Thank you.
Well done, Jo'Anne. James, you were first up on the questions.
I do love a good brainstorming session, actually. So if I'm your customer, I run an organisation, I've got a team, I'm developing products. Am I paying a consultant that uses your product, or am I coming to you and paying you so that you don't visit my organisation? Who pays you money? Where does the revenue come from?
Well, it can come from both sources, actually. We do have facilitators who would like to be more effective with their sessions and actually focus on more complex parts of the problem. But as an organisation, you can also do this as well. There's lots of management meetings out there where they just want to brainstorm for, around a problem and solve it really quickly. So that would also be a way of doing it. So you could also have lots of challenges being run to harness the ideas and the solutions to problems in your organisation. So there's a couple of different ways.
Awesome. Leanne, you're up next.
So I'm an ideas woman, a bit like the Castle, the movie. They all end up in a pool room because the tech level readiness isn't baked into brainstorming, and neither is the economic modelling. And so you spend a lot of time Where does this start and end in terms of that tooling, particularly for scale-up companies that are in the technology space?
If I can understand your question properly, there is an essence in our tool where we use things to actually help us prompt idea generation. So this is actually brainwriting, where we get people to pass on their ideas to other people and they do the work. So it's actually about improving the way people think and they create ideas. It's not just a tool where people are dumping their ideas into it. They're actually working on it and improving them. So the work is actually done in the tool. And how do you scale it up? Well, we can actually run any size. By the way that we've set this up, the way that the algorithm works in the background, you can pass the ideas around and have them all scored and rated, thousands of them, in a session.
So I'll just do one quick one, because I want to take off where the last question ended up, and that was, are you a consulting business that has a software tool, or are you ultimately a technology company that happens to employ a bunch of bright people that can talk and walk the action? Is the economic model about particular experts pimping out their knowledge, or is it leverage of the platform itself?
No, it's not about experts. That's the other thing, is that great ideas don't just come from experts. They come from everyday people and people who need to solve problems. So this is actually about enabling anyone to contribute to the idea generation process. So no, it's not, and it's not a consulting model. It's actually a software platform. Thank you.
Awesome. All right. Thank you, Jo'Anne. Thank you, Leanne and James.